Have you ever thought that loving yourself is selfish, or you still don't know how to love yourself the right way? Then this video is for you. Hey everyone, I'm John. Welcome back to my channel. Self-love is the biggest and most important lesson in my healing journey. I discovered the truth that self-love is the very foundation of love. Only when you know how to love yourself can you know how to love others. I went through an excruciating experience because I didn't know how to love myself, and it took me nearly 5 years to graduate from these lessons. So hopefully this message I share today will bring some useful value to many of you, and hopefully will save you from losing 5 years like I did. The question here is, why do we need to love ourselves? The most important reasons I learned is this: because what happens on the outside is a mirror reflection of your subconscious mind. Why do I say that? I used to be someone with a lot of fears, especially a fear of being lonely. When I live in fears, my words and my actions were also controlled by that. For example, if a friend took advantage of you and kept treating you that way, you still wouldn't react because you were afraid of losing that friend, because you wanted someone by your side on the weekends to hang out with. Back then, I was always trying to please others just to gain their attention and affection. I used to think that as long as I treated others well, they would definitely treat me well in return. But that's actually not true. I needed to love and cherish myself first. If I couldn't love and respect myself, I couldn't expect others to love me either. Just like a glass of water, it must be full before you can share it with someone who is thirsty. Later on, thanks to practicing meditation, I realized the root cause of the issue came from the wounds of my inner child. But if I talk about that here, it would be another long topic, so I saved that to another video. Focus specifically on the inner child. Okay, coming back to self-love topic. My mistake was treating others too well, while forgetting that I too deserve to be treated well, loved, and protected. I truly lost myself, and that led to an imbalance in my life. The law of the universe is balance, specifically between the balance between giving and receiving. Treating others well, loving them, giving love is not wrong, but there still needs to be balance. In any relationship, there must be reciprocal. If giving and receiving are uneven, that relationship will never last. At first, I had an attitude of blaming others, blaming life for being unfair, but in truth, everything started from within me. The universe was just trying to protect me from a bad situation or a toxic relationship. How I treat myself becomes a reflection of how others treat me. Self-love is knowing how to set healthy boundaries between yourself and others. Let me give you an example from work. Imagine you are running against a deadline for a monthly report that needs to be submitted to a client in the next morning, and you only have this afternoon left to finish it. Things are quite messy and stressful. Right at that moment, a colleague runs over and asks you to look at their computer because it suddenly can bring documents, knowing that you're quite tech savvy. In this case, you need to speak up for yourself, right? This is not selfish at all, because you are always be ready to help only when you actually have free time. If you don't know how to say no, guess what happens next time? They will always be ready to bother you, even when you're overwhelmed with other tasks, because simply you show them that they have the right to do so, right? Or take another situation. That afternoon, your team members want to go out for dinner to celebrate winning an award, but you are completely exhausted after a long day of chasing deadlines. And you might even need to wake up late at night to check the file one last time before submitting it the next morning. In this case, you also need to say no to protect yourself. Imagine if you agreed to go with them, would you have enough positive energy to bring joy to them? Or would you just be distracted, unfocused, and tired because that report's still lingering in your mind? I personally think that if we try to go out while looking exhausted, our colleagues won't truly appreciate the time we spend with them anyway. The theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking once said, "One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist. Without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist." There is no such thing as a perfect person in this world. Therefore, loving yourself also means accepting your own flaws and weaknesses. Only when you accept your flaws can you begin to find ways to improve yourself and become the best version of who you are. And from there, you will also develop a more compassionate perspective toward others. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, or share your thoughts in the comments below. I wish you all a day full of peace and happiness. See you in next video. Bye.